Have you ever flipped a light switch and nothing happened? No flicker, no glow, just darkness. You might tap the bulb, twist it a little, or assume the power went out. But most of the time, the real reason is much simpler. The light bulb has finally burned out. It's something we've all experienced countless times, yet very few people stop to wonder why it happens. After all, electricity is still flowing. The glass usually isn't broken, so why can't the bulb keep shining forever? Today, we're exploring the surprisingly fascinating science behind one of the most common objects in our homes: why light bulbs eventually burn out. Let's dive in, right here on History of Simple Things. To understand why this happens, we first need to look inside a traditional incandescent light bulb. Even though LED bulbs have become the modern standard, incandescent bulbs are still one of the greatest engineering inventions of the last century. At first glance, they look incredibly simple: a glass bulb with a tiny wire inside. But that tiny wire, called the filament, is doing an extraordinary amount of work. It's usually made from tungsten, a metal chosen because it has the highest melting point of any pure metal. Tungsten doesn't melt until it reaches around 3,400 degrees Celsius, making it one of the very few materials capable of glowing white-hot without immediately turning into a puddle of metal. When you turn on the switch, electricity flows through the tungsten filament. Because the filament is extremely thin, it resists the flow of electricity. That electrical resistance converts electrical energy into heat. The filament becomes so hot, often around 2,500 to 3,000 degrees Celsius, that it begins to emit visible light. This process is called incandescence, which simply means producing light because something is extremely hot. In other words, an incandescent bulb doesn't create light directly. It creates an enormous amount of heat, and the light is actually a byproduct of that intense temperature. But here's the catch. Even though tungsten has an incredibly high melting point, heating any material to thousands of degrees over and over again puts it under tremendous stress. Every single second the bulb is on, billions upon billions of tungsten atoms are vibrating violently from the heat. Some of those atoms gain enough energy to escape from the surface of the filament altogether. They don't melt, they simply evaporate, a process known as sublimation. One atom here and another atom there may not sound like much, but over hundreds or thousands of hours, the filament slowly loses material. Those escaped tungsten atoms don't disappear. Instead, they drift through the inside of the bulb and eventually stick to the cooler inner surface of the glass. That's why old incandescent bulbs often develop a dark gray or black coating inside the glass. What you're seeing is actually tungsten that used to be part of the glowing filament. It's almost like the filament is slowly painting the inside of the bulb with its own material. As the filament loses more and more tungsten atoms, it gradually becomes thinner. Imagine bending a paperclip over and over again. Each bend weakens the metal until one tiny spot becomes so thin that it finally snaps. Something very similar happens inside the bulb. The thinner the filament becomes, the more fragile it is. Eventually, one tiny section becomes too weak to handle the electrical current. The moment electricity flows through that weak point, it overheats, breaks apart, and the electrical circuit is instantly interrupted. The light goes out forever, not because the electricity stopped, but because there's no longer a complete path for the current to travel. You might wonder why manufacturers don't simply make the filament thicker so it lasts forever. While that sounds logical, it creates another problem. A thicker filament has less electrical resistance, which means it won't get as hot unless you redesign the entire bulb. Lower temperatures produce less light and more yellowish illumination. Engineers have always had to balance brightness, efficiency, and lifespan. A hotter filament creates brighter, whiter light but burns out sooner. A cooler filament lasts longer but produces dimmer light. Designing a light bulb is actually an exercise in carefully managing trade-offs. Another important detail is the gas inside the bulb. You might assume the bulb contains ordinary air, but if oxygen were present, the white-hot tungsten would burn almost instantly, just like metal in a welding torch. Early inventors quickly discovered this problem. To prevent the filament from catching fire, manufacturers either remove almost all the air to create a vacuum or fill the bulb with inert gases such as argon and nitrogen. These gases don't react chemically with the hot tungsten, allowing the filament to survive for much longer than it otherwise could. They also slow down the rate at which tungsten atoms evaporate, extending the bulb's lifespan. So the next time a light bulb suddenly burns out, remember that it wasn't a random event. It was the final moment in a process that had been unfolding for thousands of hours. Every time the filament heated up, a few more tungsten atoms drifted away. Every time you flipped the switch, another surge of current placed a little more stress on the tiny wire. Eventually, after years of faithfully turning electricity into light, the filament simply became too thin to survive. What seems like an instant failure is actually the result of countless microscopic changes that accumulated over time. It's a reminder that even the simplest objects around us hide remarkable stories of science and engineering. A humble light bulb may seem ordinary, but inside that glass globe is a delicate balance of electricity, heat, material science, and physics, all working together to brighten our homes. And although every bulb eventually reaches the end of its life, the science behind that tiny flash of light before darkness is a brilliant example of how even everyday objects can reveal extraordinary lessons about the world around us. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to acknowledge your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.